G'day everyone, Rach here from Rara's Realm, Rara's Stitching Realm. Welcome to my overview of the retreat, basically. I'm just looking at my curl. I had my hair cut and she didn't cut it quite short enough for my liking. Anyway, I digress. First of all, apologies for not having a video on Friday like I was supposed to. I was actually ill for the week leading up to the retreat, and I really just needed to put my energy into getting over it so that I could attend the retreat and not have to cancel at the last minute, which I really didn't want to do. So I ended up having no stitching to show, hopefully people will have just cottoned on that I had said it's the day before the retreat, and yeah, although people at the retreat did say there was no video. So I apologize for that. YouTube has told me I now have the ability to do posts, which I'm assuming are in the community, but I haven't looked into it. What I would say is, if I ever don't do a video when you're expecting a video, I usually try and stick to my plan and not muck people around. If I have this ability to put a little blurb that says emergency hospital appointment, can't do a video, that's where that information will be. I guess it's community. I haven't investigated enough yet because I only got the notification in the middle of the week, and just trying to get rid of the lurgy so that I could go to the retreat was my priority. So I have made notes to try and get some semblance of order. I have made piles, get my boob out of the way, got piles of stuff in the right order, so hopefully it will make some sense. I hope I don't run out of room on the memory card because I haven't taken the photos off. I didn't record anything, I just took photos, and mainly I did the photography yesterday rather than Saturday, so I don't have images of everything. But what I will say, and I will tag their latest video, which may not necessarily be their retreat videos, in the description. I will tag Sam from Mind My Needle and Lee from Creative Lee, who were both at the retreat, and they are going to have videos. They say they're having videos today, so it's probably going to be a race as to who gets theirs up first. I don't know if those ladies have taken days off work, you see, so it might be me, but it takes me hours by all the fluffing around with this camera. Or they may have done theirs last night and it's all scheduled off and doing their bit now. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I will link their last video in my description, and if you click on that and then go to their channel, you'll be able to see their perspective of the retreat. And maybe there's stuff that I didn't, like if they took photos on Saturday, they'll have things that I don't have. So I felt a bit awkward walking around going, I'm going to take photos. So anyway, can I just say a hello to new subscribers? I think there are probably some from the retreat who have subscribed since getting to know me over the weekend, and my dear Stitchy group friends that are going around going, do you know Rara? Which was a bit embarrassing because actually I'm a hermit and an introvert, and I can talk to you because I can't see you, I can only see me, and I'm talking to me. So anyway, alright, let's try and make some semblance of order. So it was Saturday and Sunday. It ran from 9:30 till 4, because the rooms that they were using I think needed to be used on the Saturday after 4, so but I think that was ample time, and certainly those that stayed in local motels carried on stitching in motel rooms afterwards. But because I lived 40 minutes from the venue, I came home. I had to come home anyway because obviously caring for my mother, I had to check that things were still okay, and they were. They managed. So yeah, so when we rocked up, we handed over our mystery gift, which was not a compulsory thing to do. If you wanted to do it, you made a mystery gift to the value of 25 New Zealand dollars, and if you gave one, you were then entitled to receive one. So I handed over my mystery gift when I arrived, and we were given a goodie bag. So rustle. So in our goodie bag there were lots of little patterns. I'm reluctant to pull every single thing out, to be honest. I didn't notice this though. A book ring with a couple of floss tags on it though, I hadn't noticed that. We got, I'm not 100% certain why we got this, I was a bit confused. Some two DMCs, what have we got, 739 and 986, and a piece of fabric, probably not in a colour I would use, but it might come in handy next year. Some quite cool little snips, and this canvas thing, because it's white it might not focus very well, so I'm not 100% certain why we had that either, but we got that. Got some DMC charts. I think that's a DMC free chart. I can show that because it's a free chart. So I've got a kitty with some flowers. They all seem to be kitty ones that everyone got on my table anyway. I sat with I'm going to make a colossal pile on the floor. I sat with, on Saturday, the other 4 of my Stitchy group girls that I attend Stitchy group with, and 4 strangers. And then on Sunday we all sat together again, minus one of my Stitchy group girls. She went and sat with some other people she knew. And 3 of the 4 strangers are now going to be coming to our Stitchy group. So that's cool. So hello to you ladies. We got given a notebook with a list of all the things, a pen, and this is actually magnetized, which is good. So I'll just shove all of that down there. I'm saving the best for last. Is that it? A packet of tissues. There were actually 2 retreat pieces. I didn't realise that, and I'm not sure if other people did or if it was a nice surprise. It wasn't until I read the list on the notebook. I knew of this piece. So that was what I understood was going to be the official retreat piece. We had seen clips of this. So this is an image of the Christchurch Cathedral, which no longer stands. Well, the round window is gone and the bell tower is gone. That is the Bridge of Remembrance, which did survive the earthquakes. And for me, this is the Victoria Clock Tower. Any other Christchurch girls who want to contradict me, feel free, because I get my landmarks wrong. But I believe that's the Victoria Clock Tower, and that still stands. And the last I looked at it, it's still stuck on the time of the earthquake in 2011. So that is what I thought we were getting as our retreat piece. What was a very pleasant surprise in the package was a reproduction sampler. So, and I'm going to have to do a quick read because I forgot to look at it before I started filming. So this is Isabella Hughes' sampler from 1852, and it is understood to be the earliest known New Zealand made sampler to display a date. So that's quite cool. And I have a photo that I'll stick in now. Of someone who has already completed it, possibly Sharon, who did the reproduction. So this was reproduced with the permission of Canterbury Museum. The sampler is part of the Canterbury Pilgrims and Early Settlers Association collection at Canterbury Museum. So I think that I need to start this. My only reservation is this green. Even in the finished piece on the table, which you will hopefully have already seen a photo if I've edited well. I think all the rest of the colours work quite nicely together, but I think that green sticks out like a sore thumb. I'm sure that's to do with perhaps what Isabella had lying around to use. I think that I might have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery just to not have it stick out so much. I'm not sure. But it's quite small, 103 by 99. So I think I might have to adjust my rotation. I'm banging the camera. Yeah, so there we go. So that is our goodie bag. Next up was the brag table. And initially they said bring one thing each day. So on Saturday, and you saw this if you follow me on Instagram, I took, this is my Cherie Louise from Ooh La La Blackbird Designs, Presidential Blue on raw linen. So I took that on the first day. I as an aside, if you read the comments as you were putting in your pitch for what I should take from that video, the last video, Orchard Valley Quilting Bee was the overwhelming favourite. I decided to go small on the Saturday to see what the setup was like, because initially I had pegged her to this board because she's obviously they're not framed as you saw, but I decided to go small on Saturday, check it out, and then figure it out for Sunday. And I realised that I probably wasn't going to be able to take Orchard Valley because there was nowhere to prop her up. But at 5:30 on Sunday morning I had a brainwave, and I took two on Sunday. So I took Sophia, and my brainwave was to do this. So I put those little quilting things, I just folded all the excess fabric over and put all those little piggy things around the side, and then it didn't take up so much room and it could lie on the table, and a few people commented that they were pleased that they had seen it. So that was my brag table. Also there was a freebie table, and I'll show you that stuff later on, and a shop, oh god, I'm going to get it wrong. I'll put it on the screen if I've said it wrong. Stitch NZ, I think that's the right way. That's actually a shop, an online shop that's local to me, but it's not the LNS that I use. So I had to rummage through her stuff, and I picked up, hold that thought, we have jumped the gun. Before I spent money at that shop, I spent money with another vendor. One of the participants makes project bags, and she brought down a whole load of project bags and bits and bobs, and the proceeds were going to a local animal shelter in her part of the country, which I think is Wellington. Judith, I think you're in Wellington. So I brought stuff. I brought a little, she's calling this a floss wallet. So you've got a clear thing here so you can see your floss. There's another pocket there, and there's a little mat to catch your stuff. And of course, kitty cats had to be the one. So I got that. I got one of these floss mat things that has a magnet in here for your needle. The same thing again, I guess, to catch your threads and not have them flying everywhere. And that's the fabric on that. So I hadn't actually really looked at the back of this. I think it's ironic. My stitching group friends will realise that the story will take too long, but there's a mouse there. My cat's had an escapade with a mouse on Saturday morning before I was leaving. And I brought a project bag, which is the same material as that. And it's got a little... Did it have a colour? Oh yeah, didn't notice that either. Little pussycat there. And inside it has a nice blue. So nice and thick, well done. I don't believe she sells like on Etsy or anything like that. She just sells through the New Zealand Facebook group that we belong to. So if you are in New Zealand, I'm happy to pass on her name to you if you're in the group. But I don't know that she does anything international, I'm afraid. So, okay. So the next thing was shopping at the In Retreat shop. I had a wee look. What was I aiming to buy? I don't know that I necessarily had a wish list. I did think I wanted to get some fabric. I keep watching all of you lovely Americans pull out your bits of fabric and go to my fabric drawer and all of this, and I keep thinking, the postage is so much, I can't justify shoving in another bit of fabric that I don't really need, and upping the postage and all of that. So I decided that I would look at fabric this time. So sadly, okay, I did get, there is no sadly, forget that, I got a cut of 32 count raw linen. Always use that for my presidential blues. And that's quite a decent size, 65 by 72 centimetres though. Remember, we're in new money here. And I also got a smaller cut, 50 by 70 centimetres of flax, 35 count flax they call it here. So just quite a nice, you can see the colour variation a little bit better. Oh, hang on, where are we? It's the raw linen at the back and the flax at the front. So those are the two things I got from the In store, In Retreat shop. And then most of Saturday was spent talking to people, looking at people's work. I stitched 2 lanes, which I'll show you at the end, and just getting to meet people that you talk to on the internet. I've had one Zoom stitchy group, if you like, with some of the people. In fact, all of the people on that Zoom stitchy meet were at the retreat. So it was good to meet people in person and have a natter and ooh and ah over everything that they're working on. The range of work, body of work that these ladies stitch is incredible. And as I say, I have got some photos which I'll shove in at the end. So Saturday afternoon there was a lacing workshop that I didn't get my name down for in time to go to. So myself and the 2 other people in my car, we went to what I'm terming my local L&S, which is Art and Frame. And whilst at Art and Frame, I spent money. I spent so much money, I qualified for a goodie bag. So let's go through what I brought and then I'll go through the goodie bag. I had to keep everything in a bag because it would fall everywhere. Don't need that. So I'll go through the charts. I know I'll do that because this will wobble otherwise. So again, I went for fabric. She's bringing in some Weeks Dye Works fabrics, and I picked up Aspen. Might be better to see it that way. I don't want to rustle too much or any more than necessary. That's Aspen. It's going to focus on me more than the fabric. So that's 68 by 47 centimetres, so I think it's a fairly handy size. I could unfold it and that is 36 count. And a 36 count Confederate grey. I think people know this one better than that. And this one is it's called vintage antique. And it's a 35 count, 50 by 70 centimetres. And this is just printed on one side, we discovered when I showed people at this. So you can see the mottling. It's because I've got the way the lighting is. You can see the mottling there, but on the back it's just plain. So it's a decent enough size. Just throw that back in there. So all the stash I haven't been buying in recent weeks I've made up for. So in no particular order, I brought Stacey Nash Primitives Rose Cottage Sampler Pin Keep, which I don't know that I would necessarily do up into a small. It might just be a little small something framed, so that's that one. La-di-da, Humble and Kind. What I forgot to do was take my book of what I already own. So I'm hoping I haven't repeated myself anywhere. I got a Blackbird Designs flea market souvenir. Oh, sorry, she's using very shiny. I'll have to get them out a bit better. Hands-on Design, the 25th block. Does it? It's Block Party. You can down the bottom with all the reindeer on it. I picked up the 2020 Queen of May Hands Across the Sea, Mary Carter 1712. She's a beauty. I might take her out because she is a beauty. She is beautiful. She's got a few stitches in there that made my eyes water, but actually not too bad. Algerian eyelets, double running stitch, Irish stitch or bargello, rice stitch, double back stitch, satin stitch, so maybe not so bad. Colours are beautiful. And in fact, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. This could be a contender for trying silks. I'm not committing to doing it yet, but given that there's only 8, it's a contender because of, it's not going to cost that much. It's 236, goodness me, I cannot speak. 230 stitches wide and 450 long or high. That is something to ponder. She's beautiful. So, and she comes with her little bookmark and symbols. And then I got, from the Heart, I got Strawberry Sampler. And lastly, another Blackbird, Feast of Friendship. I've always liked this. I love that blue house. Her packaging is too shiny for videos. I love that blue house. What is that blue? Crikey, look at all the colours. Okay, I don't know what that blue is. It's that line. Corn blue? Corn blue, does that make sense? Oh, there are actually a few colours in there. Okay. Corn blue and a tin bucket. Okay. Anyway, I digress. I do like that. I've always liked that since I've seen it. Yes, and because I spent some money, I got a goodie bag as well. So I got some DMC patterny stuff. Bless her heart, she does know me. I walked in the door and she went, "Hello, Rachel." She said this bag probably isn't for you, but you qualify, so you're going to get one. I've dropped something already. I don't know what I've dropped. So some more DMC charts. Oh, okay, I hadn't noticed this one. Some butterflies. A little sheep. There was a little sheep. It's gone a long way. Another little sheep from Shepherd's Bush, which is a wee cutie. And that's kitted. This fascinates me. How well is that going to show up? If I cover my eyes, maybe it will focus. Yeah. A Daxi thread keep. Cool as that. Tissues, chocolate, a nice shiny pen from Art and Frame, some fancy DMC, because I don't do fancy DMC. It's sparkly. I don't know if it's going to... Are you going to focus on that first or not? I'll get the pen out of the way. That's a shame. I don't even know if I can pick up the sparkles. Anyway, that's sparkly, and some more gold sparkly stuff. So that was actually quite a good little goodie bag as well. And oh yeah, tissues. Cute tissues, look at that. Alright, so let's shove that stuff back in there. So Saturday, so that was, we basically got back, we had about an hour left and just carried on nattering and oohing-ahhing over people's things. And then I took my two ladies back to their places and headed home. Most of the girls went to a meal on Saturday night, but I didn't go to the meal. I needed to come home and check on what was going on here. So on Sunday, I was a little bit more confident to go around and take photos and things like that, so I did that in the afternoon. I did look at the freebie table. I looked at it on both days, but I was like, you know, I could take anything, but I don't really need half of the stuff that I was holding on to, so I did put some stuff back, but I did pick up a few things. This is JBW Designs Advent Calendar and Petite Ornaments. They're quite small wee stitches. It doesn't tell you exactly on the back here how much each one is. But I thought that was quite cool. There's no reason why you have to do them as numbers and actually make an Advent Calendar. Says the person who does an Advent Calendar countdown. Oh boy, I have ideas. I then scored cardboard prairie schoolers. Which one's this one? A prairie garden. So not necessarily on my radar, but it was a cardboard prairie schooler. So I picked that up on Saturday. And then on Sunday, and this must have been hidden away or someone put it back, was this one. What is it? Holiday Harvest? Holiday Harvest. So, again, cardboard prairie schooler. I wasn't leaving that behind. My focus when I was looking through the freebie stuff was Christmas, really. Is there something that I can do that I can update a bit more, bring into the, because it was all, I mean, I'm sure it's the same in any country's retreat. The freebie stuff is all stuff that's 20 years old that no one wants anymore, pretty much. But this, I really like this Christmas patches, and I'd even, to the extent that it doesn't really need any updating. I think some of the charts are quite... Alright, back again. I just got cut off. I'm pretty sure you've seen the two Prairie Schoolers. I'll see when I do the editing. If not, I'll photograph the second one and add it in. I was just talking about that my primary search in the freebie table was Christmassy things. So this is another thing that I picked up, Christmas patches. And I really like it. Well, I like it basically, and I don't think it's something that I need to do any updating with. I think that the little charts are quite nice on their own. Stop looking at me. I do love that Santa on the front. He's just gorgeous. And I haven't had a decent flick through this yet, but this is a Better Homes and Gardens special interest cross stitch Christmas. It originally sold for $9.65, so it's certainly old, because nowadays in New Zealand it would cost a lot more than that. I don't know that I can get a year off this quickly in any way, shape or form. 1993. And I like the wee elves on the front, and I haven't really looked through to see what else, but again, I was after anything that looked like I might be able to update it or use bits of it. What have we got that I can show you? Oh yeah, so look, even these don't even really need updating. There's some cute little ornaments. Anything else I can show you quickly? Well, ads in the middle. Anyway, winter cardinal, interesting. Okay. So what else on Sunday? Sunday I worked on 2 projects, which I'll show you in a moment, and I went round and photographed, which I will stick in at the end, and just talked with people. I didn't actually leave the room at all on Sunday. Didn't even go out to the coffee cart. Not that I drink coffee. Yeah, so alright, I will show you what I worked on. Don't be astounded. My plan, now I've been, oh, hi. Oh, if I don't, I'm gonna just close your eyes for a moment. Oh, he's taking it back. Okay. Alright. There is a boy cat trying to break in. My plan leading up, before I got sick, last week I was going to go through my whips. I was going to... Oh, it's sad that you're on the wrong side of the door. I was going to go through, I was going to do like little signpost stitches in a really weird colour, do all the sort of the counting and the hard work beforehand, so that it would be easy for me to do some straight lines or do some working off of spaces, but then I got sick and I didn't do any of that, so I was like, I don't really know what I'm going to do when I get there. So I pulled out the first thing, which happened to be Jane Marshall. Little Hands Across the Sea Little Gem, which is still available as a PDF, and the last time you saw it I was on the row with the zigzag there, which was good because that meant that underneath it there was basically 2 straight lines. So on Saturday I added 2 straight lines, so you can sort of see the yellow and the blue under the zigzag. That is the extent of Saturday's stitching. So what, 9:30 to 4? What's that? I can't do maths. 6.5, 7.5 hours. 2 lines. Excellent. But you don't really go to retreats to stitch, do you? You go to meet the people that you talk to on the internet. On Sunday I did do better. I did touch 2 projects. I did a little bit on, actually I did quite well with this. So Sarah Watson, and I was up to the last line of alphabets. Yeah, the line with her name on I had done. Oh, I'm looking at it backwards, that's why it's not making sense. So I worked on, I thought, very ambitiously for me, given that I was talking to people. I worked on a squiggly line. It wasn't even a straight line. So I worked on the line below her name. Where are we? But I haven't gone all the way, because you can see here I haven't brought this side down yet, and I didn't want to go too far and then have to unpick. So that's the end of the bit of thread, so I thought I'll just leave it there now and I'll bring this down next time and then finish the squiggly line. So I'm basically now ready to start all the pretty motifs at the bottom of this sampler and then get her border finished. Could finish it this year. Could being the operative word. And I also did, which is the right way around for this. Where is the picture? Oh, where is the picture? There's the picture. I did a little bit of work on the red and green. Samplers remembered red and green. So the last time you saw it, where are we? We're up in this corner up here. I was working on the zigzag line there. I have started across here. And what I added, which was easy to do, is the red line coming down. Just a double row of, or two columns of red. So I have done that now. So now I can start filling, and I've got lines of alphabet in here and some florally bits in there. So at least I moved 3 things along a little bit. And we can get back. I don't even know what I'm meant to be doing today in my rotation. I will discover that a bit later on. Oh yes, one last thing. One of the last things that they did was hand out the mystery bags, and I didn't see who got mine, and I don't know whose I got. So mine came in a bag, and I got in the bag, I got this Stitch and Make kit. It comes with a hoop, fabric, needle, threads and instructions. Come from England, designed in Dorset. I also got a little one that says yay. So this should have the fabric, the needle and the instructions as well. Quite a cool needle minder, which also apparently has a light. I haven't pulled it out. I wonder if it still needs a battery in it. We might open that in a minute and have a look. And a couple of packets of petite glass beads. A gold and a... Is that silver? Yeah, I would say that's silver actually. So given that there are a couple of, I have the Mirabilia, Nora Corbett's Pond Lily and Touching the Autumn Sky, and I don't remember if Touching the Autumn Sky requires beading. I think it does. I think Susan sent me something, but that may come in useful. Otherwise I might pass those on to the girls at Stitchy Group who stitch lots of Mirabilias. So let's see if this is easy to get into, this little beetle. I didn't want to open him and risk losing him yesterday, but I'm curious. Come on. So he's a thread. He helps you thread your needle, and he should also be a light. How do you turn the light on? Okay. Okay, well, oh, okay, that did show. Is he gonna? Oh, there's his light. Doesn't? It's not consistent. And then you've got the. Oh, okay. So maybe it's to do with the light that's going. Okay, you have to hold on to it. Anyway, so your little thing. Yeah, great demonstration, Rachel. But the little bit that always gets broken retracts, so it should last longer because it retracts. Alright, so all that's left to do is to add in some photos. I photographed some stuff off the brag tables yesterday, and I went round and photographed some things that some people were working on that were happy to share. I will just write their first name on the screen somewhere, not their last names, and there's no photos of the people themselves. Some people didn't want to be photographed themselves, but were happy to have their work photographed. One lady, I've got two ladies who have got several pieces, and so you'll see their name repeated several times. I sat at the table with a lady doing marvellous samplers, marvellous samplers. If you're watching this, Narissa, do you actually share your work on Instagram or anything like that? Maybe I already follow you, I don't know. I didn't ask you, I was too enamored. She is doing, which I have photographed, Hands Across the Sea, Elizabeth Weston. And if I could find my book, I would know whether I still have that pattern or not. I just don't know where the book has gone. I've lost my book. It wasn't in the pile. I've got too many piles at the moment. And she is doing Shakespeare's Peddler and Dale Big and Beautiful, and that is amazing. So I've got photographs of both of those, plus a couple of others that she showed me. And I've got another lady whose name I didn't catch, but I saw her initials, which is what you'll see on the screen. And she has got a wonderful conversion of Mirabilia / Nora Corbett's Christmas Fairy lady. Christmas Eve Fairy, the red and green girl. Her conversion is stunning. And I can't remember all the other things that I photographed, but I will slot those in now, and I will say it was a great experience. I'm pleased I went. I will definitely be looking to go wherever it is again next year. I'm happy to fly and pay for accommodation. I think it's a great way to spend time with people that you talk to over on the internet, and those sorts of things. So yeah, thoroughly recommend it. Still would love to go to somewhere in America where they have all the big glory names, you know, Blackbird Designs or Teresa Vanette or anybody like that who's teaching a class. That, I mean, that would still be the ultimate. But we did good in New Zealand. You know, we're probably one of the few, if only, countries in the world that is having a cross-stitch retreat at the moment. So you know, well done us, basically. So yeah, it was great. As far as where I go to from here, I will look in my calendar and see what I meant to stitch on, and I will just get on with it. And I will probably come back, not at the end of this week, I'll come back like I would have done in 2 weeks from last Friday, so at the end of next week, which is the beginning of June sometime. So it'll be the Friday before the Blackbird weekend sale. I think that's probably the right way to say it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this little trip. I will shove in the photos at the end, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks everyone. Bye for now.